Hey, it's Webs here, and Shaman finally got some totem support after Eyesore rotated out, so let's try it out. Basic idea behind the deck is to use cards like Bolner and the Brilliant Macaws in order to duplicate your Stone Right Battlecries so you can buff up your totems to absurd levels that your opponent can't deal with, as it is a aura buff that doesn't get removed by any types of silences, while also having cards such as Snowfall Guardian and other powerful battle cries in order to have ways to stall out the game if you do need to do that. But most of the time you are going to just be winning through having a wide board of a bunch of totems. For the mulligan guide of the deck, the main card that you're looking for is going to be the Stone Right. However, for other cards that you're looking for, they are Sinstone Totem, Windchill, Carving Chisel, Sleep Breaker, or Party Favor Totem, and these are all perfect to keep in your opening hand, as besides the Stone Right, out of all these cards, they serve one of two purposes, either to draw you more cards, or to have a very sticky totem that your opponent won't be able to deal with. With that all being said, let's look at some games. Alright, time for a game against Mage. Actually, probably going to keep everything in this opening hand. There is nothing here that isn't really that bad. I mean, the Flame Tongue Totem could, in theory, be mulliganed away, but we do have the Sinstone Totem for turn 1, so it is a good follow-up play on the Sinstone. Carving Chisel might change those plans, though. Depends on what they play here. Okay, they're just going to pass the turn back. Well, we can get 2 more damage into their face, then pass the turn back to them, getting an additional HP on the Sinstone Totem. The nice thing about the positioning that I did here was if they didn't kill our minion, we would have had 2 buffed up totems for the following up turn, but oh well. Sadly, we can't attack now. There's the second Sinstone. Okay, we can just place that down, put the Carving Chisel down, and the next turn we should be able to use the Stone Right. Depends also on what we top deck. If we top deck something like Bolner, we might actually want to be a little bit greedy with this and wait until we can put down 2 battle cries instead of 1. There's a Flame Tongue Totem. Yeah, let's just put it down. Why not? I should be able to just stick on the board for a little bit longer. These Sinstone Totems are really doing some work here, though. They're becoming really incredibly hard to actually kill for most players. Since I think the main thing people might run against this would be, I don't know, some type of big AoE board clear or a polymorph. I don't know. Oh, hey, there's Bolner. So we're probably going to actually want to save the Stone Right for another turn. We should be able to afford doing that. I know this is being a little bit greedy. I'm just hoping they don't have a Deathborn or a Blizzard to actually kill all of our minions. And then we're just going to freeze one of our minions, trying to draw a card here. Okay, that's not a bad card to have as the next card if they do wipe out our board. I actually thought about running a 40-card version of this deck, just because of the fact that there's a lot of cards that would almost make the cut that aren't in the deck. Okay, they're going to use Cold Case, which actually does nothing for us here. They're going to kill the Elemental, which actually is the preferred minion there. Okay, so we need to somehow kill 2 minions. I guess we just put down the Stone Right, and then next turn we'll use the Macaw in combination with Bolner to follow up all the totems to 6 attack apiece. A Wind Fury would be pretty good right about now. By Wind Fury, I mean Bloodlust. Okay, there's the Bran. Let's see what they put down. Reckless Apprentice doesn't kill our entire board. It kills a good chunk of the board, but we still have at least 2 totems up. But we should still be able to win, because we have, what, 6 damage plus 6. then we can just go face and then win the game here. Okay, time for a game against Druid. There are a lot of really fun little Druid decks floating around right about now, so who knows which one we'll actually go against here. I tried a Hedra the Heretic deck earlier today, and it did not turn out so well. I'm going to try to retest that one out this weekend, see if I can actually salvage it, since I really want to make that card work, but I don't think I will be able to, sadly. Sinstone Totem for turn 1 is really nice, though, especially against Druid, since they shouldn't have a way to easily deal with it. And top decking into the Stone Right is actually pretty good, too. They're just going to attack into the totem, which does absolutely nothing. Flame Tongue Totem is nice, though. Get 2 damage into their face. Now, next turn, it really depends on what we want to do here. We could coin out the Stone Right just to get more damage on board, especially if they're not going to be able to kill either of our minions here. Yeah, let's just put down a School Teacher. See what we can get. Ooh, all of these cards are pretty bad. Let's get the Convincing Disguise. Probably should have used the Stone Right instead of coining out the School Teacher. Oh, there's Bolner, so I guess that might be delayed in our turn. We can use our hero power. Probably going to use the Noggaline here to evolve the School Teacher. Because there has to be some better 5-drops, right? I didn't even know that card was in rotation right now. Okay. There's their Wildheart Guff. I'm still shocked that card hasn't seen any type of nerfs to it. Remember, people were expecting that card not to be good because Celestial Alignment exists, but it turns out it makes any other deck be able to basically have Celestial Alignment for free. Then we can put down this Party Favor Totem, freeze their minion, draw a card. Bloodlust is a really good top deck. Being really greedy with the Stone Right, to be honest, but I tend to be greedy when I'm trying to figure something out for the first time. Scale of Onyxia is not something I want to see right now, but it should be able to... Oh, they're actually going after the Party Favor, or not the Party Favor Totem. Going for the Sinstone. Huh. I mean, the Sinstone was the most annoying there, but I don't know if that would be the card that I would have went for. Well, we can use Bolner plus the Stone Right. We do have the Party Favor Totem. I don't plan on attacking into a minion with the Party Favor, but we can just go face with everything. If we top deck a Snowfall Guardian, we should be in a really good position. We do want to keep going wide and trying to freeze out their entire board. Because if we can freeze out their entire board while also putting up a wall of really big totems, we're in a super good position. There's Cecily, so they're Death Rattle Druid. I actually kind of want to do something with Death Rattle Druid. And I think it was this game that actually convinced me that that might be a good idea. We can just freeze this out for a turn here. See what we draw. Brand does nothing now that we have the things that we wanted to duplicate already on the board. We can just stick down a bunch of things. There's our Snowfall Guardian. Okay, so we just need them to go wide here. They go wide, we're in a super good position. Yes, they're going wide. That's exactly what we want to see, though they are killing our gigantic totem, which actually means they're not going to go wide that much Anyways, there's the wind chill. We can just use that. Oh, there's another freeze. I think I attack here, but it was a mistake because I miscounted how many minions I actually on board. Because we could have still had space and had that minion if I didn't do that. Okay, they're going to copy a Death Rattle, and it is a Stonebar General, and then they're going to have 2 Edge Mages, which actually are going to do something here. Only 2 of our minions. Okay, there's the Wild Paw Cavern. Just going to freeze everything here again. We only need to delay the turn for another turn, I think. They only have 1 position to put out a minion on this board. And I'm assuming they're going to use a Stoneborn General to kill our 12-12. And we should be in a good position. Actually, we should be able to win next turn. I did my math right. School Teacher. Well, we can see what School Teacher actually gets us here. If we had space on our board, Tidal Surge would be pretty good. Well, let's use Bloodlust. And then we can kill that, go face, and win the game. Okay, time for a game against Hunter. I'm assuming this is probably going to be Wild Seed Hunter, since that seems to be the one that a lot of people are playing right now. It's the more interesting out of the 2 that you could probably choose out of the new cards for this set. Secret Hunter might be also something that might be worthy to actually check out, but I don't know yet. Okay, Carving Chisel is good for turn 2. Party Favor is good if we had any type of totem to actually play on turn 1, but we don't, so it is what it is. Okay, so a baddie guess. There's the Stone Right. We're just going to attack into that. Summon a totem. I was hoping for the taunt one, but oh well. Spirit Poacher. We're going to get the taunt seed. Attack into that minion. Summon another totem. Freeze this minion. Draw a card. Bloodlust. Okay, good for later. So they're going to use Wounded Prey. Kill our 2-1, which is fine. And actually attack into our 0-2. Oh, I'm going to attack that. Get a totem and get a second one. Probably should have hero powered before getting the random one from the chisel. I say this because there shouldn't be duplicate protection on the chisel itself, but there is on the hero power. Okay, we're going to get actually pretty low here. Wind Chill is pretty nice, though, as a top deck. Well, we can use Party Favor to generate 2 additional ones. I'm going to freeze the taunt. School Teacher is decent. If we can actually get something cool off of it, that is. Getting a taunt totem is really, really nice. We're basically in a top deck war where we have the card advantage. If we can generate some type of board clear from one of these School Teachers, we're set for the rest of the game. And we're probably going to have to use one of those School Teachers here. Okay, let's see what we can get. Nothing here does anything for us. Literally nothing. Okay, nothing pin can be the only thing we can choose, I guess. It buffs up our totems a little bit. Let's see if we can get another taunt totem. We can't. I don't think we're low enough to die yet, so we're in alright position, I guess. But I think the second School Teacher is going to have to definitely do something. Now, that is probably a mistake on their end for actually playing that card, because if they just kept their original hero power, they could just go face a bunch of the time. Also depends on what we top deck here. If we get a Snowfall Guardian, that's going to make us in a really good position. Since they're wide and we're wide, we're not going to kill the Party Favor, I guess. I guess it doesn't look like that big of a threat if you don't know what type of deck I'm playing, but at the same time, if you see Party Favor, might be time to actually target that, in my opinion. Okay, we're going to duplicate the Stone Right. This should allow us to clear out their board, as long as it isn't explosive trap or snake trap. Snake trap also screws up us clearing the board. We can just kill all the other minions, because why not? And hope and pray for some taunt totems. Not going to get a single one, I guess. Okay, they have 6 damage on board. Now, that is not something I expected. I mean, I guess Hunter is still running that card. Okay, so we're actually going to have to do something with School Teacher, I think. Kill that. See what we can generate here. Oh, thank God. Maelstrom Portal actually does exactly what we need. Oh, though it doesn't do exactly what we need because it doesn't duplicate twice. It does kill the 3/1s though, so I guess that's fine. Let's see what we get. Go taunt. Get more in our hand. Just going to clear out these minions. We can wind chill one of them. Oh, gigantic totem is exactly what I want to see. I'm going to attack first to check for explosive, and thankfully it isn't, so that probably means it's ice trap. I think that's the only one we haven't tested for. Basically, we need 2 spells, and they both need to be under 3 mana, I think. Okay, actually that is another spell, so we should be able to... Oh no, we could do scroll here. Perpetual Flame actually helps a lot if we can choose it. I guess I chose Maelstrom Portal. I guess it doesn't really matter what we chose if that is Ice Trap, because all we're going to do is use this to trigger it, and then we can use Bloodlust, and we should be able to win the game if I did my math right. Because that's 4 damage there. And then we have 15, 8, and 7, which should be more than enough to finish off this game. Alright, time for a game against Paladin. Oh, Sinstone totems are pretty nice to see. Probably going to actually keep everything here. Might be best to actually mulligan away one of these 1-cost cards, just so we have a turn 2 play, but I prefer to just have the 2 totems because they're really hard for most people to actually deal with. I'm going to put down the first totem. Drawing into the Snowfall Guardian isn't something we want to see yet, but I don't actually know what Paladin decks are floating around besides Pure Paladin, and I guess it's going to be Pure Paladin here. It's kind of weird seeing that card not in Questline Paladin, but it is what it is. We're just going to freeze it out, put down a totem, draw a Flame Tongue totem, which is pretty good. So we have a 2/4 to deal with. We can actually attack with both of our totems, and then they should be able to survive whatever our opponent puts down. Though the Flame Tongue is probably going to die here. We do have the Stone Right to actually replace it, which might be a good turn 4 play. There's the second Flame Tongue. We can just go face. I'm okay with leaving both of those minions up, and both of our minions are going to get a little bit more tanky, so they only can kill one if they really feel like it. Now, that's a location that I think a lot of people are going to stop running soonish. That's a really weird minion to actually target since it does nothing while it's on the board, but I'm not the one making decisions. Okay, so they're gonna get some advantage off of that. I guess that isn't technically a bad card to run in Pure Paladin. But I would have assumed you'd go for more control-y tools than more swarming tools. Promotion, okay. Why wouldn't you just be running the quest line at this point? Like, I'm not the one designing whatever deck this person is playing, but all these cards seem to just be good in Questline Paladin. Why not just try pure Questline Paladin? Is there just not enough 1-drops to make that deck work? Well, we have the Snowfall Guardian to slam down on this turn, might as well. And then freeze the board out, and the next turn we should be able to attack with both of our totems. Elitist Snob is a little bit annoying. They're going to turn that into a 3/3. Okay, so School Teacher. Okay, let's see what we can grab. Feral Spirits is probably the best bet. Frostbite might also be pretty decent. I think Feral Spirits might be just better. Sure, it overloads us by 1, but it lets us build a wider board, and then we can just go face. We do have the 2 Bloodlusts in hand. That's the reason why I'd rather go for a wide board than clear out their minions right about now. This deck is definitely faces the place for most turns. And they can't kill everything here. We should just be able to win. Because we have what? I actually don't know what the math on this is. Should be enough for lethal, right? Almost perfect, actually. Alright, now that we're through the games, let's discuss my final thoughts of the deck. Overall, I played 20 games with this deck, and it had a 60% win rate across those 20 games, which was actually pretty incredible. Though this is a day 1 deck, that means I can't honestly recommend you crafting any deck right now, as it is too early in the meta for me to actually suggesting you crafting this. However, it does feel like Stonewright is an incredibly powerful card that will find some home in Totem Shaman eventually, even if it isn't in this set. Though I do think Totem Shaman is quite a good aggro-based deck as it currently stands, as there's just so many ways you can duplicate this Battlecry and other powerful Battlecries. It's just another in a long list of Battlecry decks that Shaman has access to in Standard that is just absolutely insane when you can actually pull off the combos. And while I can't recommend you crafting this if you are missing some of the cards, if you aren't missing anything, go for it. It is a really strong deck right now, and it catches a lot of people off guard because most people are experimenting with Evolve Shaman instead of Totem Shaman. And honestly, I think this deck is maybe even stronger than that. With that all being said, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye-bye.